I didn't let any of you know this was coming, and admittedly on my end, it was a bit of an impulsive decision, I think with warranted direction, of course, for the respect of given many other European-based metal artists. It would be fair to do the same for Frozen Crown, an earlier entry to our time together with many European-based investigations, and a Frozen Crown, one of the earliest into the Italian metal sphere with a power metal stylization primarily. One that, though, was so favorable to me, right? And I think of maybe the earliest entry again within the Frozen Crown family, Volterian. That was quite the welcome mat with the connection point of Jade via the In a Heartbeat number, the collab there, which is still to this day such a great re-listen. But it was a great doorway into not only specifically the Frozen Crown family, of which the two later entries, Nocturna and Be the Wolf, I mean the ones that I haven't hit on yet, I'm saying later in the scope of our discoveries together, they are on the list and they will be coming hopefully soon. I think I've already got Nocturna slated, in fact. Well, I've got both artists on the list, but I think I've planned out in terms of scheduling. Yeah, Nocturna, I think we're hitting on them pretty soon. Anyway, but Frozen Crown, a good first taste of a power metal dominance, in fact, and a deeper introduction to me. But I've been a metalhead of many years. It's been from a more generalized perspective, and I am learning more of the specifics within metal stylization along the way. Notably, again, I prefer a symphonic voice immediately, which I think Nocturna appeals to, so that should easily connect. But power metal, with the command and the fierceness of Frozen Crown, whatever entry we looked at, and we surveyed in total 16 works, 4 of which on each album collection they've offered, and each piece was quite great, but the later entries post Winterbane, and especially Call of the North, really struck a chord on many re-listens. In fact, to the album selection of what we've entertained together, those first 4 numbers. The fierceness and divergence of voice too, tonally. Call of the North, the title piece, great scope. Fire in the Sky and Blackheart especially, I still love that one. Really clicks as a piece. But the hardness, the fierceness and ambition of each score, and differentiation as well to Frozen Crown's voice, really just engaging listens, and victorious as well, a great compliment of a very familiarized tone from their execution of many albums past. So it was a good follow-up number that capped off our journey. But I've decided to reintroduce it again. I think it'd be fair if I'm going to go back with other European-based talents and give them a full album review respect that we take mutually. Again, music is best enjoyed in company, and of course I welcome any respect, and I hope you feel approachable from that aspect, whether you happen to be a familiarized fan, I know there are many of you, or any other initiate listeners. I tried to give you a good basis on entry of Frozen Crown so you're well prepared, but I would highly recommend those first 4 numbers. But I think you're going to like our journeys together with Call of the North, an ambitious album that, again, on first impulse, I knew it was warranted, and we're doing that. Now, I will also tell you in advance of this, what you saw in terms of our consultation together, this will all probably debut on the same day. I'll have it try, it'll be formatted that way. What you'll see from these first 2 numbers is the reintroduction terminology, and that I didn't plan it this way. The last 4 pieces in the 10-track lineup, those being tracks 7, 8, 9, and 10, starting with Until the End and into Far Away, all of those are a fresh impression witness, which is what typically we take here, and that's what would have been the case had a technological error on my end not popped up with the first 2 entries, and I don't know what it was, because as far as I'm aware, everything was plugged in accordingly. So I'm not sure why the mic wasn't working. Technology is smart half the time and then dumb every time you need it to be reliable. But, if you'll forgive again that I'm operating from the perspective of being familiarized, what I can tell you in advance is the journey is certainly warranted on what I know. But just with these first 2 entries, and particularly strong ones, I really like In a Moment and Legion. If you like the rougher touch on voice with Frozen Crown, you're going to like this one if you've not explored it before. Maybe that's your vantage point. But again, I welcome anybody, even if you're familiarized, like I am, unknowingly, and that we would approach. I thought it'd be a fresh impression witness, but circumstances differentiate. And I have spent some time away from the number to keep us as fresh as possible of a reintroduction. So let's enjoy it again in mutual company and recommence our journey with Frozen Crown with more installments. Well, coming soon, at least from my end, but by the time you're seeing this, I believe they are already available. Anyway, In a Moment, this is reinitiating us. Vocal intermeshing, notably the Federico dominance here. It's such a great throwback, and score tone. It's a perfect combination of tracks 2 and 3, isn't it? If you know them. I love that rougher dig on the guttural riff.
As thunder strikes the land, demon knights come from the gates
She's incredible, isn't she? I love Giada. With the ranges and capability of both Federico and Giada, the splicing of voice is... I just love when those layers kick in. These choruses, again, explicitly with those tonal shifts, Fire in the Sky, reminiscence, 100%. I love the section. To get the window of Federico's strength to Frozen Crown was great in the beginning. To see the deliberate isolation was really nice with this number on first entrance, and it still has the same feeling. Oh, sound great with an Italian dialect, don't they? Well, accent. And the way her voice flows, I mean, Giada can really sing. These gifted vocals. If you're a new Frozen Crown listener, are you engaged yet? I think so. Don't want to speak for you, but it's an impressive number. And we're only halfway through it. The instrumental break here too is a great fit. I forgot about where the pause was placed. I just know about the incoming refrain on vocals and the verse section. I'm looking forward to that, but I forgot about that too with the chants. Again, variance and execution levels, especially with the vocal extremes. I just love that widened feel with this number, though. It's ambitious, isn't it? Carries with it that grand fantasy veneer with the lyrics command, too. It's a beautiful association. Instrumentally, this is such a superior piece. Especially with these breakdowns. Again, I love these sections in the newer Frozen Crown Light. I love the older eras, but this is something really special, isn't it? The deliberancy, though, on the riffs, man. It's just that even flow, too. Stretched last chorus. Again, I forgot about all these breaks, but an apt choice for this number. It really is nice to have so many more pieces in the vein of Blackheart. So cool. I'm thinking back to our earlier encounters right now, again, as I witness this. An interesting closure too. Again, I spent time away deliberately to forget, or not to forget, but to keep us as fresh as possible. And I did forget about the way the closures pop up and the frequency of how many intruding transitions with instrumental breaks there are, and some of the vocal presence, notably with the background, I would say light symphonic touch. That echo, the chant, it does mimic, again, the fantasy veneer that this album is intentionally commanded, certainly on lyrical scope, but with respect to as well Call of North and anything developed from it, there is that storyline looseness that is attributed tonally to the piece. It is quite transfixing, I think, again, in effect. It is so nice to have a compilation number between tracks 2 and 3, isn't it? The ambitiousness and the versatility within Fire in the Sky, and the fierceness, the deliberate fierceness and the power of Black Heart, and a reminiscent key choice too to pair with Giada's very capable vocals. Again, one of the most capable dentists I've ever heard in life. She is a dentist, I believe, in real life, from what at least I read about, but vocally, it's just, this number is such a swing. You know, I love harder releases, and this one really hits it for me. Again, on key choice, on vocal blending and association. I mean, the way we're introduced again the harder riffs, in the pattern too, and whatever type of guitar elevation it is on pitch, whether it be the lighter or the harsher and the more guttural at a range, the mixture too within that bridge is great. But the path of access with this song on sound and emphasis drops, it really is such a striking and invigorated rock listen, isn't it? I love the extreme of this album, but in a moment, and it was a sensational return. I mean, it is, right? It's a fanfare to reinitiate our journey with Call of the North. I think it's a great welcome mat of an intrusion. And if you are into harder metal, though again, I'm certainly of a versatile approach taste in terms of any stylization. I prefer maybe softer, harder, a good mixture, right? Maybe some of you, though, prefer a particular extreme, and metal does offer, deviant from any, you know, maybe outside lenses. I know there are many. Again, we're in a niche space together in favorability with metal, I know, right? I'm sure we would all agree. But, I mean, any metal fan could probably tell you that, especially in social presence. Frozen Crown, I wish they were a name that's more well-known in my circles. I mean, that's what I get with all of you. A feeling of a simulation of what I would want. Well, not just a simulation, but again, what I would want in real life. We have that here. We have a harmony of tastes, and groups like Frozen Crown are just a beautiful Craven experience, aren't they? Again, the energy of Call of the North on Introduction, those first 4 numbers, really impressed me. But to get a reprisal, specifically, again, explicitly to Fire in the Sky and Black Heart, to a melding of that, was really nice. With the key sections, I mean, those have always stuck out in my mind. Any re-listen I've given the song, which was a little while ago, maybe 1 or 2, but again, that deliberate pause, I've never forgotten about where Federico has that standout vocal section. And again, when I was introduced, it was more so on the scream extreme. Some overlapped clean, I believe. Yes. With Volterian, but those clean sections were never isolated. Frozen Crown hasn't captured that. I was as impressed with which number was it in the beginning. It was one off of Crowned in Frost. The second entry we looked at in not just that album, but in conjunction to our journey. I mean, the name escapes me at the moment. In the Dark, that was it. That was the first time I ever heard Federico again in such prominent singing, and it was really impressive there, but to have these sections mixed with that key and the immediate Fire in the Sky tie on it. Well, actually, deliberate to Fire in the Sky, more so than Black Heart, but again, there's still a link there, but it's really connected to Fire in the Sky, actually, explicitly. Maybe it's even related. It's so close. It's just nice to have a refrain to such a piece of prominent power and advance in Introduction. To have in a moment be the recap, from again, unforeseen circumstances in the reappearance here of how I approach, to reinitiate our journey together of 4 fresh experiences, considering later on post the next video we'll be looking at with Legion, but it's a fun reinitiator piece, and certainly an invigorated number from Frozen Crown, one with that power metal prowess that I absolutely loved on its first introduction and scene developed. What a welcome entry. And I hope you would agree for anybody that is approaching this on a first-time witness. So again, I won't speak for you. Feel free to share your individual sentiment down below and how you approach, whether you are a first initiate Eyes fan or a long-time or developing fan like myself. What do you think? I quite liked it. As a number, again, going back to the extremes of earlier pieces, ones that I immediately fell in love with, whether it be on ambition or strictness of ferocity with Blackheart. Again, that's my favorite standout track, admittedly. In a Moment, though, is such a nice recap to both and a perfect compilation to both extremes. And with that Frozen Crown voice on vocal command, really, it's impressive. It's a great work, and a fitting lead-in, of course, to introducing our mutual discoveries on a second encounter with Call of the North in a more expansive trajectory. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.